Hello, dear 8th grade students. This is your art teacher, Miss Moral here. How are you guys? How are you doing at home? Like all of you, I am at home as well. And we're going to do our this week's art lesson from home. And we're going to practice and learn about 2-point perspective. With me. Alright, for this lesson, we are going to need some materials. First of all, we are going to need a pencil, which I prefer not a mechanical pencil. Use a traditional one. We're going to need a piece of paper, an eraser, a pencil, and a ruler. That's it. We're going to start with a horizon line. So what is a horizon line? When you go to seaside and when you see the sky meets with the sea, that line is the horizon line. It also defines your eye level. When you look at here, horizon line defines your eye level. So we're going to draw the horizon line on our paper now. I want you to draw your horizon line in the middle of your paper. It is a horizontal line, so it is parallel with the edges of your paper. Again, this is a horizon line, actually where the horizontal word comes from the horizon. The next thing are the vanishing points, one all the way left and one all the way right. So vanishing point is where all the lines vanish, guys. Where all the lines vanish. So you'll understand what I mean very soon. We're going to draw 3 boxes, one below the horizon line, one above, and one on the horizon line. So we're going to start with the corner edge of our first box. Decide the height of your box. This is my decision, my height, my box. And now we're going to draw a line from the bottom and top of this vertical line to the vanishing point number 1. One from the bottom, one from the top. Now do the same for the right side. The right side of my line goes to the vanishing point on the right. Alright, now it's time to decide how big, how wide my box I want to be. These lines supposed to be parallel with my first line and perpendicular to the horizon line. Now guys, we're going to draw lines to the opposite vanishing points. So, the one on the left corner goes to the right vanishing point, and the right corner goes to the left vanishing point. Just like this, there is our first box. Now, to see it better, you can trace it again. Here we go. There is our first box below the horizon line. Now I'm going to draw another box above the horizon line. So now I start with the corner. I decide the height of my box, and I'm going to do the same process. I'm gonna hold and draw a line from the left side of my vertical line to the left vanishing point, and draw straight lines from the right side of my vertical line to the right vanishing point. I think you understand now why we call vanishing point as vanishing point, where all the lines vanish. Now again, it's time to draw perpendicular lines to the horizon line. These define the wideness and bigness of our boxes. Again, opposite sides, from the right to the left vanishing point and from the left corner to the right vanishing point. Draw straight lines and we'll have our box. Alright, again you can trace it to make your lines thicker and more visible. If you came this far, good job guys. Alright, now the last one, we're going to draw another box on the horizon line. So with this one, we're not going to see any top or bottom of this box because it's exactly on the horizon line. So do the same process. Draw lines from each top corner and bottom corner to the right and left. Okay, as you see here, it's already drawn, but I'm going to draw it again. It's accidentally on the same angle with my other boxes, and decide the bigness, the width, and there we go. Our box is done. You don't see no top, no bottom. Alright, now I'm going to do a little bit of shading. So I have this soft eraser at home, and I'm going to use this to lighten my lines a little bit. You can just use a regular eraser to remove the unnecessary lines we are not going to need when we do the shading. But you don't have to do this step. If you like the lines, how they look, you can just leave it like this. Okay, before we start shading, we need to decide a light source. So I want a light source from here, from the left top corner. Okay, so I will imagine my light source is here and the direction is like this. So my light comes from this angle. And let's look at let's take a look at this box. So when one light comes with this angle, the lightest area will be the top, and here this side will be the darkest, and here will be the middle. Alright, I start with the darkest. So as you see guys, I changed the way I use my pencil. I'm not using like this. I hold my pencil from the back, from the middle. So it helps me to do the shading. So I start with the darkest side of my box, but still I'm not doing it crazy dark at first. So I go step by step. I start with a light shade and I go darker and darker until I'm happy with its look. And now I'm going to do the middle shade. You can use different angles to do the shading easier. And now the top, it's the lightest area. Okay, when I did the top, I'm not happy with the middle tone, so I made it a little bit darker. Alright, I'm done. So I'm going to do the second one. Don't forget the light source. So this side will be the darker and the other side will be the lighter. So again, I start with the darkest area. Start with the light shade. Careful, guys, how I use my pencil. Pay attention. I don't hold it like I'm writing. Writing and drawing are two different things, so you need to change the way you hold the pencil. So okay, this was the darkest side, and now I'm going to do the lighter side. Again, start with the lightest shade you can do and go darker and darker if you need. Okay, I need to define my edges a little bit, so I draw some darker lines on the edges. So be careful, I'm not drawing it like this, guys. This is not a good way to draw a straight line. Just draw it with one move, okay? Go ahead and make it darker, like this. Alright. So the last one, again, my light source is here, and it will be the lightest side. This is the middle tone, and this is the darkest side. So start with the darkest side, but again, don't start with a very dark shade. Start with the lighter shade and go darker and darker if you need. Now I'm going for the middle. This is also important to go step by step. Start with the darker side and go middle and the lightest at the end. It helps you to see all the different shades. And don't start with the darkest you can make, because it's easier to make the shades darker, but it's hard to go back to light again, you know. Okay, I think I'm done. I'm just going to define the edges a little bit more, and if you like doing this, you can just draw some more boxes all around the horizon line. And when you practice these at home, please send them to me so I can see. If you have any questions, you can email me. And next week we are going to draw a city using 2-point perspective. So it's very important for you to practice this at home. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and see you next week. Bye, guys.